Google's new Nano Banana Pro image model lets you generate diagrams, infographics, optical illusions, and even time travel. In this video, I'm testing 50 use cases that break everything you thought AI image generation could do. And I'm testing them in order from this is kinda cool to this probably shouldn't be legal, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video. With that said, let's get started. What's up, this is Ben with God of Prompt. Nano Banana Pro was released on November 20th, 2025, and it gave us these new features. It gives us images in a higher resolution, does better rendering of text as well as different fonts and languages. It gives you better control over like your camera angle and exposure and stuff like that. It has better real-time info because it has a web search built in, and it has a little bit better character consistency. It's accessible through the regular Google Gemini chat interface by hitting the Create Images option here and then switching to thinking mode. Free users get about 3 low-quality images a day, and pro users get about 100. Or you can go to aistudio.google.com. This is how I prefer to use Nano Banana Pro. And that's just because it gives more controls over to the right here. It'll ask you to link a API key, so as a way to charge you money, basically. So you'll click Manage API Keys here. Go up here, create an API key, name it something. You'll create a new project if you've never made one before. Create that bad boy, hit create key. Back in Google AI Studio, click that project again and your key should be there. Sorry, my bad, it's actually not done yet. So once you created your key, you have to link it with billing so they can charge you money. To do that, you need a Google Cloud billing account. So they're not collecting your credit card info in Google AI Studio, right? They're doing it through this. So you'll click this if you already have a billing account. If not, you'll click this. You can create a new account. Then after you've entered your payment information there, you will be able to link to that billing account. Hit set account. Now if we refresh our API keys page, we now have a tier, a payment tier. So when we go back to Google AI Studio and we refresh, we can hit link API key again, and our new project is there that is linked to our billing information. Hit select key. All requests sent in this session will be charged. Alright, now that we're in an active playground chat here, we can set the image model to Nano Banana Pro. Leave the temperature at 1. Whatever aspect ratio you're looking to generate. You can also change the resolution. And here's the Google search I was talking about earlier. First, we simply asked to restore this photo. So this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like after getting processed with Nano Banana Pro. Next, we said restore and colorize this photo. Here is before, and here's after. Next, we told it to reimagine my stupid thumbnail face in 1980s Tokyo and to have my face like reflect the lights of the signage. Now we're gonna ask it to generate a photo at these coordinates on this date. And because Nano Banana Pro has this real world knowledge, it can fill in the blanks. So there is the Coliseum, and this is actually on the grand opening. So the date that we gave earlier, that was the grand opening of the Coliseum. If you've been enjoying this video so far, be sure to subscribe, and while you're down there, check out the complete AI bundle. Just an insane collection of prompts and guides to accelerate your business success as AI gets more and more powerful. For this one, we said generate an image of Times Square, December 31st, 11:45 p.m. 1929, so this is the end of the Roaring 20s. Then we asked for these coordinates on the moon on this date, which is correct, this was the moon landing. Another set of coordinates in 1888. Indeed, this is Victorian London. Here's another one I thought of, which is indeed Woodstock. Here's our last time travel prompt, which is the moment the Berlin Wall opened. Next, we gave it this image from Google Maps with a red arrow. And we said, show me the exact street level view from the perspective of this arrow. So it gave us a fake kind of Google Images or Google Street View UI, which is very interesting. But yeah, that's visualizing the Austin Capitol here. Here's what it looks like in real life. So a little bit different, but general vibe is right. Next, I gave it this picture of me and my cat chilling. And I said, make it look like it was a security camera. And here's the result. So really interesting perspective shift. Next, I gave it this image of a random apartment and said, show the scene from 500 meters up. And here's the result we got. I mean, that looks pretty accurate to me. Here's the next prompt I used for this test, which was just to see if there would be consistency between what's on the screen and what's in the background. Next, we told it to recreate this exact, very flattering image of me into a Baroque composition to kind of change the era that it was from. Here's the original, and here's what we got. And that is right. Clothes and everything stayed the same, but the mirror itself is just what's old. Here we simply asked for a single drop of coffee on a microscope slide, and here's what we got. Very cool details here on the slide as far as like the small fingerprints and everything. Next we said turn this person into a 90s pop band posing for their debut album cover. Oh boy, I can't wait for this one. So here's what it looks like before. Are you guys ready? Alright, let's do this together. Wow, synthetic dreams. That is unsettling. I think we got a new profile picture here. What do you guys think? Next, we're doing a kind of material swap. So we're saying change the fabric of this t-shirt to a heavy, chunky knitted wool with a cable pattern, and to keep everything else the same. So here is the before and here is after. I mean, what can I say? That looks like real. And indeed, it kept everything else exactly the same. Okay, so let's switch up the style here. Let's ask for a claymation, a character of a tired programmer. And here's what we got. I like to experiment with styles like this because if you don't tell AI what style to generate images in, it'll just do some kind of generic style. So if you tell it to do an image in this kind of style, it's much more like charming. Next, we asked for a 3D visualization of a neural network loss landscape. Here is what that prompt generates, and I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely one of the more impressive, visualizations I've seen from an AI image gen tool. Next, we asked for a diagram to visualize the transformer attention mechanism. And here's what we get for that. I admit this is not the most intuitive diagram to understand, but nonetheless, pretty cool. Next, let's create a visualization showing a flow through a neural network. Here is the result with our clean whiteboard aesthetic. I'm going to keep showing the prompts here so you guys can copy them. We're asking for a technical visualization showing convolutional neural network processes, how it processes an image of a cat. Here's the result showing the different stages that a neural network goes through to produce the image. I feel like the educational and infographic use case is really important, so let's continue with that. Let's visualize embeddings in a vector space. Here's the result. I mean, it's literally space, but it does show, the concept that similar things are related to each other in vector space. Now let's check out NVIDIA's GPU architecture for deep learning. And wow, just take a look at that. I mean, I admit, this is the most impressed I've been as far as like the text generation in these small areas. Like I haven't seen any other AI tools that are able to, generate that small text. Next, a diagram on how text becomes tokens for an LLM. And here's the result. We start with a text, the cat sat on the mat, breaks down the characters, tokenization, as well as showing the final token embeddings that are the LLM input. Now let's check out what a reinforcement learning agent environment loop looks like. Wow, that was a mouthful. Here we go, showing the relation between the agent and the environment here. Now let's test it and see how it would visualize the Bernoulli principle in fluid dynamics. So here's the result we got on a whiteboard. Again, just really impressed with the quality and clarity of the results, and mostly this small text here is what I'm impressed with. Next, we're asking for a simplified photo of Kubernetes architecture and exactly how it orchestrates containers. Here's the simplified architecture we got from Nano Banana Pro. Next, we're asking it to show step by step what is the solution to a calculus problem, as if it was written on a whiteboard, and here we have exactly that. Anyone want to check this and make sure this is right? Now, a timeline of artificial intelligence from 1950 to 2025. Yep, starting with the Turing test, Deep Blue, AlexNet, ChatGPT launch, and here we are today with Nano Banana. It somehow missed the founding of God of Prompt, but I think we'll let it slide. Next, a graphic showing neural network scaling laws. Here is the result for that. I don't really know if this chart actually makes any sense. So let's move on. Here's the type of image I noted as well on social media. A lay flat photography of all ingredients needed for something. In this case for spaghetti. Not sure what you need eggs for, but you know. It's for spaghetti carbonara, so I did say to include eggs. Next, a high resolution infographic of a Tesla electric motor, or a breakdown illustration rather. Here is the technical breakdown of the Tesla Model S motor. Very cool results. Nearing the end of this video, let's end it off with some fun ones. Let's ask for a photograph of New York City entirely made out of food. Here's what we have with beautiful little broccoli trees there. Man, that looks delicious. And very last, we asked for a mountain range. The pattern forms the word God of Prompt, but you can only see it if you squint. And here's what we got. I mean, I can read that without squinting, but it was a good try. So that's going to be it for today's video. Head over to godofprompt.ai for any of our free or paid products. Just click products here, go all the way down, and there's a bunch of free stuff available. No matter if you like ChatGPT, Gemini more, or if you're making AI videos, there's like guides and prompts for every single thing out there. Anyway, if you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.